Howdy folks, I am out here today for my first camping trip of the season, spring 2025. It's a beautiful day, I couldn't ask for anything better. Sunny, warm, it's late April but feels like June. I think it's going to be a great night for camping. I'm at North Harmony State Forest. I've been here before. I'm actually at the same site I was at to cook bread last year in my Coleman Camp Oven. And today we're actually going to make pizza from scratch. I'm going to start the dough in a few minutes and let it rise throughout the day, and we're going to cook pizza in the Coleman Camp Oven later on tonight. We're going to talk gear. We're going to get rid of these bugs. There's a lot of little tiny bugs buzzing around me. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to burn some mosquito incense, set up a few basics, and start making some dough so we can get settled into camp. Okay folks, I just got my chair, my table set up, and that's all I'm doing yet, because before I do anything else I want to start my dough. It's going to need a few hours to rise, and I want to give it plenty of time to work. So before I do anything else, I'm going to start my pizza dough, and I pre-measured out some stuff. Here I have a bag with about 1 teaspoon of dry active yeast and a little less than 2 teaspoons, about 1.5 teaspoons of sugar. I'm going to add that to some water so it can start waking up, and then I've got some flour measured out here we're going to add in a little bit. Okay, I'm just going to use this camping pot to mix in. I didn't want to bring too many extra things, I just kind of wanted to use what I normally use for camp cooking. So I'm just going to add my yeast and sugar into the pot. I'm going to put in about 3/4 of a cup of water. You want room temperature to warm water. You don't want it too hot or too cold. This is just kind of room temp, and it should work fine. I'm just going to swirl that in like this. Make sure it gets nice and mixed in. I'm going to cover it so nothing falls into it. But we're going to let that sit for about 10 minutes or so and let it wake up, and then we'll add our flour. Okay, so my yeast, sugar, water mixture has been sitting for about 15 minutes or so. It's got some bubbles, it's got some foam, so I know it's alive and it's working. So I'm going to start adding my flour and making the actual dough. I pre-measured out some flour. This is a mixture of 1 cup bread flour, 1 cup 00 pizza flour, and then just a 1/4 cup of chickpea flour. And the chickpea flour adds a little bit of protein and fiber, and the bread flour and the 00 flour are nice high gluten flours that are going to make it nice and chewy and springy, and that's how you want your bread. So let's go ahead and start making our dough. I'm going to start by just pouring in about half of this and mix it in, and then I'm going to add the rest as I go. Okay, this dough is really coming together and I still have flour left, so I'm going to add a little bit more water. I'm going to start with just about a 1/4 cup, which would bring us up to about a full cup of water for the batch. Work this into the dough that we've started. Also included in my flour mixture is a little less than 1 teaspoon of salt, just a scant teaspoon. And I just guessed on all these things. I usually wing it when I'm making dough at home, but I'm just winged it, pre-measured, and hope it's gonna work. I figured I'll make adjustments based on how it comes out. If it's not perfect, which it probably won't be, I'll just make adjustments for next time, but I think it's going to be pretty good. I think this is going to work out pretty nice. It's definitely coming together good. Okay, I have that pretty well mixed together. I'm just going to let that rest for a minute while I wash my hands, and then I'm going to get some olive oil and get in there and work it with my hands, knead it real good. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil. This is just cheap store brand olive oil. Oh, I forgot to open it, I just bought it. There we go. I'll start with a little bit, but I'm going to be pretty generous overall with the olive oil, I think. First, I'm going to try to just toss it with my little spatula here. This little spatula came with a very simple little kitchenware cook set thing. Well, not really cook set, but utensil set, I guess. And I've kind of changed out a few items that I don't need and added some stuff I might use. It's a nice little set. I kind of want to get a new one for the season, but for now, it works pretty good. Okay. I'm going to add a little bit more, just a little splash. Ooh, it was actually bigger than I thought, but that's fine. I'm going to get in there now, just work it with my hands really good. It's definitely oily, but I figured you want your pizza dough a little oily. This is going to be like a, not an official deep dish, but definitely a thick crust. Kind of a deep, like more of a Pizza Hut deep dish pan style. So we're going to want it nice and greasy. Anyway, I'll be putting more olive oil into the pan once I'm ready to bake it. This is a really good dough. It's not too sticky. You can tell it's not sticking to my hands. And I'm not paying attention to how long I've been kneading. It's been at least 5 minutes or so. Kind of do it until you get tired. The longer you do it, the stretchier and chewier it's going to be, the more gluten you're going to activate. So the more you can do it, the better. But I think that's enough for now. I'm going to cover it up with the lid so nothing gets inside it, and we're going to let it sit for a few hours. I'm going to start a timer, and we'll see how long it takes to rise. I want it at least double size, so it'll probably be at least 2 hours or so, maybe longer. I've got plenty of time. And now that I've got this done, I can move on and get my camp set up. So let's take a look around and see what we got to do. Let's take a look at our campsite. It's not too bad, but it needs a little bit of work. There's a little bit of trash, not too bad, just a few pieces. Some scattered wood we can definitely use to burn later. Looks like someone moved the fire pit. I might move it back because I'm going to want it just a little bit bigger, both for cooking and for comfort. Here's where I've been making my dough. I got my oven over here. I haven't set up yet with the grill. Dough is in here rising. I just got that prepared. It's gonna have to sit for a few hours. There's my chair and all my other gear piled up behind it. I think I'm gonna set my tent up right back here. That's where I did it last time I was camping here. It's a nice flat spot. It should work out pretty good. So while I'm waiting for my dough to rise, I'm gonna start cleaning up this campsite, fixing the fire pit, and setting up my tent. Okay, I got my tent all set up. Went up pretty nice and easy. I found some good sticks. I always have to rely on finding sticks for my poles. Found some good ones. Now I can air out, my bag can air out. And I'll get over here to the main camp area and get that fire pit cleaned up and get my last few little things set up. Alright, fire pit looks way better. I got some wood stacked over here. I'm going to collect some more wood in a little bit. First I'm going to set up my chair and table right here by the fire in a nice flat spot. Okay, I think my camp is fully set up. Fire pit's ready. I don't need to start a fire yet. Got my seating area over here. Some snacks ready. I'm going to relax here in a minute, have some snacks. Got my crate with the leftover gear I don't really need at the moment. I got my washing station and my cooler bag. Just back over there is my tent. So yeah, I think it's time to relax and enjoy this beautiful day while we wait for this pizza dough to rise. All right, let's check in on our dough. It's been about 2 hours. It's definitely risen up really nice. It's looking beautiful. So I think what I'm going to do is punch it down a little, knead it just a little, and then I'm going to divide it and put it into 2 pans, get it ready to bake. Okay, I'm going to let the dough rest a little bit, and I'm going to be pushing it out. I might have to do that a couple of times, push it out, let it rest, push it out until I get it all the way out to the edges. But I'm in no rush. I'm going to keep letting the dough ferment and raise while I start getting the fire ready and set up the oven. So let's move on to the next step. I picked up a bag of birch wood, nice clean dry birch wood that I'm going to use to cook the pizza on. But I'm going to start the fire. I've just got a pile of like stuff I found nearby. There's lots of fallen wood nearby for later for our regular fire, but I wanted some good clean wood for the Coleman oven. That's definitely a recommendation. I used it once with just random wood, and it had just kind of an off smoky taste, but then when I used the good clean dry wood, it had a nice smoky taste. So that's what we're going for. Good taste, not off taste. Let's get our Coleman oven put together. Okay, the oven's nice and hot, so I'm gonna get this pizza ready to go in. Dough looks really good. It's bubbling up. Just got some cheap store brand pizza sauce. Okay, we got her sauced up. I'm using a non-dairy cheese, vegan cheese. Let's see how it does in the camp oven. Getting it all up nice close to the edges. Alright, we've got sauce and cheese ready to go. I think I'm going to toss it in. I'm going to save the other one until this one's already cooked. All right, it's been about 10 minutes. Let's take a look. It's getting there, but I'm going to give it a spin. And just a few more minutes, I think. It's been maintaining about this same temperature, about 375, 400. Let's see what happens. All right, it's been about another 10 minutes, about 20 minutes total. I let the fire burn down a little bit. I haven't added anything to it. So the temperature's gone down. I think it's ready to pull out. Let's hope the bottom is not burnt. That's the trouble with these ovens. Everything gets burnt in the bottom, but I think I planned it pretty good. It looks pretty good. Yeah, I think we're going to take this one out. Okay, pizza's out. Let's check it out. I used a bunt pan. I think that's what these are called. They pop open, mainly because it's the only pan I had that fit, but it should make it easy to check this out too. So let's open this up. Take this off. Here's our pizza. Let's take a look underneath. Oh, that's perfect. Golden brown. Let's cut it. Oh, there goes my drink. Good thing it's closed. Here we go. Here's a slice. Super hot. It worked perfectly though. Oh, this is amazing. I didn't think it was going to work this well. I don't think I changed a thing. The top is not as crispy as I would like. It could probably stand even a few extra minutes longer because the bottom did not get burnt. Just golden brown. But it's just about perfect. I'm going to sit here and eat this and enjoy this. I'm going to put my second one in to cook. I might end up eating that one too. Wow. Excellent. Here's pizza number 2. I had no problem eating pizza number 1. Delicious. Taking a little break, but I think I'm going to eat at least some of pizza number 2 as long as I have it. The night is young. I'm sure I'm going to get hungry. Conveniently, this pot lid fits right on top. So I'm just going to let it sit, marinate. All right, let's take a look at pizza number 2 after it's had a little while to sit. I had this in the oven for about 30 minutes, spinning it halfway. Let's get the pan off. Here she is. Oh yeah, it could actually have gone on longer, I think, but it looks pretty well cooked. Cut into it. Ooh, it's gooey gooey. definitely softened up more after I let it sit covered. All right. This taste test is for you. Ready? How was it? Looked delicious. Well, folks, the sun is going down. I'm losing my daylight. I am stuffed to the gills with pizza. I'm just relaxing. I just threw a bunch of wood on the fire. I'm just going to sit here fighting off a food coma, and we'll check back in a little while. So I came down to the road here and there's all these frogs in this puddle going nuts. There's a bunch of them in this puddle. Looks like they have some egg sacs in here too. I can hear more in the distance too, other locations making the same noise. That's cool though. I'll let you guys keep partying on here in the mud, and I'm gonna go back to my party at the fire. Well, folks, it's been a great peaceful night here in the forest, hanging out with those frogs, partying in the mud. But I'm tired, it's late, I'm out of firewood, so I'm going to bed, and I'll see you in the morning. Good morning, folks. Bright and early here out in the forest. Wonderful night. Pretty calm and peaceful. Got woken up by some woodpeckers around 6:30, but I've been laying in there for a while. Just enjoying it. It's a beautiful morning, about 55 degrees. I think I'm gonna make a little fire so I can make some coffee and get woke up here. Okay, our water's almost nice and hot, so let's get our coffee ready. I've got my coffee here in this bandana, my whole operation. I have some fresh beans. I have a coffee grinder. And this is a new one. I've got a pour over coffee filter thing you can put on top of a cup. I'm going to use my bottle. So let's start by grinding our coffee. Top comes right off of this thing. Put a couple scoops of fresh coffee beans in here. Put the lid back on. There we go. This little handle slides off the side, goes on top. Now we're grinding coffee. Bottom comes off with the ground coffee in it. Okay, I'm going to put my thing right here on top of my cup. Fits perfectly. I'm going to add the coffee in the top here. Alright, I've got my hot water. I'm just going to slowly pour it over top of this and let it brew through the filter. Try our coffee. It's good. It seemed to go through really fast, and I thought maybe it would go a little slower. If anyone out there has experience using these, let me know. Was I supposed to use an extra filter on top of this? It still tastes good. I'm just hoping it brewed up strong enough to give me a boost. We'll find out after a few more sips. Well, folks, it's time for me to go home. I packed up all my gear, I drank my coffee, put out my fire, cleaned up the campsite. I couldn't have asked for a better night for my first camp of 2025. A beautiful spring day. It's already warming up really nice today. If you like this kind of stuff, hit the like button on the video. Subscribe to my channel. There'll be plenty more camping and cooking videos coming throughout the year. I'll see you next time.